So, can you flick that light off? So with the assignment, basically what you're going to do is I'm going to get you to look at a sport that you're interested in. Okay, we've explained that this morning. You can also choose the volleyball unit that we've just been doing because I've put up the footage on the S drive, the school S drive there, to be able to use that to get your examples from if you want to do that. All right. There's a bit of a help page on the PowerPoint that I've emailed to everybody, so you can actually go through and see how to do that without me having to explain it. All right. But if you want that volleyball stuff there, there's access to it. So the first part of your assignment is going to be looking at the general demands of your sport. All right. So what sort of things are required from you from your sport? All right. So if Jet's talking about basketball, all right, he's going to talk about the basic skills, how long the game lasts for, the playing time, the surface, the equipment. And all of that gives us a bit of an idea about what sort of things we need to consider for Jet's game. Okay? All right. Obviously, we do that specific to what you are doing. The next section there looks at your fitness components. Okay, so what fitness components are important to your game? You need to select 3 of those and talk about it. I've provided a bit of a YouTube link to help there. And also here, I want you to sort of give some definitions and some examples. All right. So if Cade's sort of sitting there and talking about soccer, all right, I want him to. He reckons he's pretty good at agility. I want to see some footage of him being able to demonstrate his agility, or in a game where he's filmed himself in a game, being able to pull that out and show agility. Okay. I've given an example here on DayMap. I've also put some audio down below, all right, to explain it, so you can have a bit of a look for an example. All right, so here you can see one of my Year 11 students using speed, and I've used this example to show how he's used speed to get out of the situation where all the players are in together. Okay. The next section is about looking at energy systems. So with your energy systems, that was one of the areas that we found quite difficult with our earlier assignment in the term. So I really want you to spend some time in getting this sorted. Your energy systems, again, I've put a link up there, a really good link on YouTube that will help explain that. And I've put this table on there to give you a little bit of a hand to try and picture and see how these energy systems work. Okay. So if we remember back, we've got our PC system, which is our real explosive system. We've got our lactic acid system, or our anaerobic glycolysis system, and that picks up when you're doing a high intensity activity for a longer period of time. It still only lasts for about, maybe a minute and a half, but it's something there that provides us still with energy to do those high intensity efforts. Then we've got our aerobic system, which is our slow, low intensity energy system for things like whether we're just sitting down, like you probably are at the moment, sitting at home, all right, sitting there while you're waiting for the ball to come back down your end if you're playing netball. All right, all those things require the aerobic system. So have a go at doing the table, and then what will happen is that'll make it really easy for you to see. Again, I want you to talk a little bit about how these energy systems are used in your sport. So what sort of intensity are they used for, and how long? So if we were talking about Tia's netball, she plays centre in netball, she might talk about the aerobic system is really important for her, because what she does is she moves around the court so much that if she doesn't have aerobic endurance, she's going to get tired really easily and not be able to run out of game. So for her, aerobic endurance is really important. And Tia would find some footage of her being able to keep moving through a group of players there on a court. Okay. Also, I want you to try and talk about how those energy systems work together to help you. All right? So that is called interplay. So when we use interplay, it's about having energy for the whole period of time. All right? Because we understand that energy systems don't just start and stop. They actually keep flowing the whole time, so you've got energy to keep going. So try and build that into what you're talking about. Again, I've given an example here. There's a mountain biking example of someone going down a run using their aerobic system as they're going through. We move on. What you're going to do now is look at really about how you're suitable for your role in whatever sport you've chosen. So we're looking at your strengths, what you do well, why are you successful, what do you do in your everyday life that might lead to that? All right, do you get up in the morning and do 500 sit-ups to mean that you are really strong through your core, which helps your agility in soccer? All right. Again, we want you to try and sort of bring in some footage here. All right, photos, data from your fitness assignments are really important to be able to back that up. You might use your fitness testing to say, right, okay, I got the highest score in the class for speed, which means that this is really a big advantage for me when I'm playing netball and I'm a goal attack. Okay. Your movement from there goes to your weaknesses. So with your weaknesses, I'd like you to try and identify things that maybe are still developing, or maybe things that are limiting your performance. Okay, why aren't you strong in these areas, and what are you able to do to improve them? So I'll be looking for you to come up with ideas and strategies. The last one's most important here. It talks about how suitable we are for our role. Okay, now that could be a position, whether it's goal shooter or goalkeeper in netball, a guard or a centre in basketball. Okay, I want you to talk about what requirements are in your role, also why you think you're suited to your role, and give some evidence to support that. All right, so talk a little bit about why you are best suited to it. Again, go back to that data from your fitness testing, show some video footage from your that you've got at home or that you can take, or use some photos that you've got to back that up. I've put a little bit of an example on the end of the PowerPoint about what evidence looks like, so you might be able to use that to help you and assist you. But please look at the email that I've sent out to you via email. The PowerPoint that's on there is quite helpful, hopefully, to be able to manage that. Okay? All right. Sweet. That's a wrap.